What's up, WWE fans? Ariel Slade here, independent professional wrestler and online fitness trainer. Now, today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on Wrestlemania 39, Night 2 I'm going to be talking about. I know it took me a while to actually finally get around to making this video, but especially with Night 2, like, people went crazy over the booking, especially at the end, and I wanted to wait a few weeks, let it sit with me. I'm going to give my thoughts on how I felt in the moment, as well as how I believe things to be going from here on out, and all that in hindsight. So I'm going to talk about Cody and Roman soon, but let me start with the opening match, Brock Lesnar vs. Omos. Honestly, a perfect opener. Like, we just start with, two big, meaty, beefy men, whatever, as they like to call it, just like having a beat down on one another. Honestly, it was fun. It was what it was. Like, was it, a Dave Meltzer 5-star instant classic? No, obviously not, but it was fun. Imagine all the kids in attendance. They're going to look back on that as they grow up and be like, this was it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to be there for that clash. Whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was Brock Lesnar versus Omos. It is what it is. Brock Lesnar suplexing and all that. Omos is just fun to see. Good stuff. And Brock won. F5ing Omos. Craziness. The women's tag team showcase, honestly, no one really cared for it. And it didn't even have any stakes involved. It wasn't like the winners get a tag team title shot. Raquel and Liv ended up getting a tag team title shot, and they won the titles. Now that we know that, now it's been a few weeks. But Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey didn't do anything in this match. They just came in at the end and won. So, kind of ridiculous. So, yeah. And was it a good match? Like, it was okay. It wasn't nearly as good as the men's tag team showcase match, so it was just there. Now, I'm going to talk about Bianca Belair versus Asuka, and then I'm going to get into my favorite 3 matches from night 2. So, Bianca Belair versus Asuka, honestly, it was good. We knew that these two can go. They're both outstanding in the ring, so we got, I think, what we were expecting, which is just a great match. Was the build good? Unfortunately, not at all. I don't think anybody cared for this build. Basically, every week, Bianca or Asuka would have a match, something of the sort, and then they would confront each other and look at each other, and Asuka would smile, and blue goo would come out of her mouth, and Bianca would be weirded out, and then the segment would end. And they just did that, like, over and over until WrestleMania, and I was just like, what is the storyline? So yeah, the build was kind of trash, I'm not gonna lie, but honestly, like, Triple H he's been incredible with the build-up of, like, so many other storylines, like particularly the Bloodline storyline. So, like, if one story going into WrestleMania is not that good, then okay. But, like, the build for pretty much all the other matches was either fire, like amazing, like Dominic and Rey, Edge and Balor, and the Bloodline storyline, which had 2 matches at WrestleMania. And then there were some that were, like, good build-up. Nothing crazy, but good. And at the end of the day, like, so this match did not have a good build, but the match was okay. Now, I'm going to talk about my favorite 3 matches from Night 2. Starting with Gunther versus Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. So, I mean, I think we all knew what to expect from this match. We know how good all 3 of these men are in the ring. They're all bigger guys that are outstanding in the ring and known for putting on bangers and instant classics. They're all so hard-hitting. They're the kind of guys that you show your friends who are non-wrestling fans matches of to be like, I know it's staged, but look how not fake it really is. Like all of their chests were red, the chops and the slaps and, like, just the brutality of everything. Like, it was as good as we had hoped it would be. In fact, I'm not the biggest fan of Dave Meltzer's rating system because I think he's kind of biased, but it is nice to see that now that Triple H is in charge and allowing the wrestlers to just, like, do as they will in the ring, these wrestlers' talent is being showcased on a level like never before, and the fact of the matter is, we appreciate it. And Dave Meltzer actually rated both Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos 5 stars, and Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew 5 stars. So, like, it is so well deserved. Those matches were outstanding and they deserved it. And yeah, absolutely amazing. Now, second to last match of the night, If only it was not so bright, like, and daytime like, because it was in California, so it obviously, like, they didn't want to have the show running so late live in, like, the New York area, which is, like, their standard time zone, Eastern Standard. But they were on the West Coast, so it was, like, during the daytime. Like, all of WrestleMania 39 was in the daytime, besides the main event on both nights. And it's a shame because Finn Balor versus Edge was a Hell in a Cell match with the Demon versus Edge. Like, come on. Like, that needed to be at night. But whatever. Was it still awesome? Yes. At some point, Edge threw a ladder at Balor. I'm not a huge fan of that kind of spot because, like, when you just throw something that's, like, heavy and made of steel at someone, like, you can only keep them safe, like, so well before, like, at the end of the day, when you hit somebody, you can hit them in a way where it's good. Like, I'll tell you, as a pro wrestler, like, we use real chairs and stuff to hit each other with. But, you hit each other in a way that's not going to kill them. Like, with a ladder, if you just hurl it at your opponent, it's tough. Like, Balor had his hands up like he was supposed to, but he happened to miss. His hands kind of, like, went into the ladder, and one of the rungs went in between, so his hands went like that, and the rung went, boom, like here, like in his skull, okay? And 14 staples. My man had 14 staples after the match. And in the moment, they were like, Edge was a champ. They were taking care of Balor, trying to make sure that he was okay, bringing the medical team and all that. And Edge was just staying in character, like preparing, getting weapons ready, preparing to finish the match. And Balor finished it like a pro. And it was a good match. And it was the Demon's second loss ever. Honestly, it was fitting that Edge would ultimately win in this rivalry. But I will say that, one, I do want Balor going over one-on-one. I know he did in the I Quit match, but, like, he didn't, like, really win. Like, he won because Rhea Ripley was attacking Beth. Like, it wasn't, whatever. It wasn't, like, his doing. But at the end of the day, I would love to see Balor versus Edge in a one-on-one match with, like, no stipulation. So no I Quit, no Hell in a Cell, just them having an instant classic, because I think they could and should and deserve to have that match. And I would prefer to have Balor go over, but, like, that's just because I'm a huge fan of Balor and I want him to be put over. But at the end of the day, like, with regards to this match, for the storyline purposes, Edge getting his revenge, it was good. It was great. I love this match. Now, I'm going to finally talk about the main event. So, I am a massive, massive fan of Roman Reigns. In fact, right now, I'm wearing a Wreck Everyone and Leave hat. And also, even while watching WrestleMania, I was wearing a Bloodline t-shirt. I love Roman very much. But God, did I want Cody to win. I was watching with my girlfriend, and she's also a big fan of Roman Reigns. Me introducing her to Roman Reigns is like what got her into wrestling, because she wasn't really into wrestling. She didn't know much about it. And I encouraged her to watch, like, some wrestling with me, mainly Roman Reigns matches, because the storyline was always good, his acting's amazing, and his matches were always good. And she fell in love with watching Roman Reigns and basically watches wrestling with me because of him. So, as usual, we were watching the pay-per-view together, and she was going for Roman, I was going for Cody. Again, I love Roman so much, but I really wanted Cody to win. So when Cody actually did lose, and I was wrong, and I told my girlfriend so many times, like, I'm not going to be wrong on this one. I know Cody's winning, okay? It's happening. When it didn't, it broke my heart in pieces, just like it did for everybody else in the WWE Universe. Like, I understand where everyone's coming from regarding this situation. But as heartbroken as I was, I did tell myself, you know what? Like, as much as I'm, like, afraid to say this because I'm very upset right now, I trust Triple H's booking. I trust Paul Levesque. I do. I watched NXT during its prime when Triple H was, like, running it, and it was good, and he knows what he's doing. And ever since he returned, after having those heart issues, and then took over the main roster from Vince, things have been so good. Like, WWE is better than it has been in so many years. And he took a Bloodline storyline that was, like, left unfinished by Vince, and and made it like even better than it ever was before. Like, it was always amazing. When it started with Jey Uso, it was amazing. And when Sami Zayn joined, it was still so much fun. But how much better has it gotten since then? The character development, the growth, the way that he beautifully integrated Cody Rhodes into the storyline when it was originally just about Sami Zayn, and making it about Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and Cody. Like, honestly, if Sami Zayn had beaten Roman Reigns for the WWE title, it would have been a story that makes one man a star. Roman is the big bad. He's the star. Sami becomes the star by defeating Roman. And then you made a new star using Roman's 2-year reign. Now Roman's 2-year reign, first of all, this storyline, specifically with Sami Zayn's involvement, has allowed more character growth and development for the Usos. Obviously, they're still villainous, but I think Jey Uso eventually will turn on Roman, and this is all leading to it. I also believe that Roman will turn on the Usos, especially now, in the aftermath of WrestleMania, where Paul Heyman basically says to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, Roman, the Tribal Chief is getting tired of you, and he points at them, but he turns to the Usos when he says that, the Tribal Chief is getting tired of you too. Like, there's so much character development, and there's so much, like, goodness, for lack of a better way to describe it, in this storyline with regards to what we're seeing from these characters. The Usos are becoming stars, okay? Sami Zayn became a star. Kevin Owens now became a star. They main evented WrestleMania and won the tag team titles at WrestleMania. They made history by main eventing and winning the tag team titles at WrestleMania. If Sami Zayn had won the Universal title, then that would have happened. That wouldn't have happened. And also, Cody Rhodes being integrated into the storyline, talking about how Kevin Owens helped him when Cody left WWE and went to the Indies and needed help, and how he's friends with Kevin Owens and he's friends with Sami Zayn and he wants him to succeed, and he brought them together. Cody Rhodes basically was like the catalyst for them rejoining. It was all done in a way where Triple H just handled everything amazingly. And we came out of WrestleMania with the Usos, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, Roman, and Cody, and in a way Solo too. We came out with like with like 7 huge stars. And I'm just talking about in the Bloodline storyline. Just from the Bloodline storyline, the whole Bloodline, Usos, Roman, and Solo, and then Cody, Kevin, and Sami. And Cody didn't even win a title. Neither did Solo. But we have huge stars now from the Bloodline storyline alone. Forget everything else in WrestleMania. Forget Drew McIntyre and Gunther and Sheamus and the level of star power that they now have after their match. Forget Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. Just from the Bloodline storyline alone, we have all these stars. Now, on top of that, all the other things, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and Gunther, Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, all the other matches that we've had, Dominic and Rey Mysterio, Finn Balor and Edge, everything that I've talked about in this video, WrestleMania 39 was an insanely good show. And I trust Triple H to see this storyline to completion. It's not over. He said in the press conference after WrestleMania, it's not over. And I trusted him. Even though I was upset just like everyone else, I trusted him. And now, in hindsight, now that we're seeing how things are going, honestly, things are looking good. The Bloodline storyline is still hot. Cody Rhodes being attacked by Brock was a crazy moment that's going to lead to a banger of a match. I think this will probably be Brock's best match in a long time. Well, maybe not that long, because he did have an amazing match at SummerSlam with Roman, but it'll be the best match from a pure wrestling standpoint and not just like chaos, because the last man standing match was pure chaos. Literally, the ring got destroyed with a tractor. But Brock versus Cody is going to be great. It's probably going to be similar to the way Brock versus AJ Styles was at Survivor Series. An amazing match between a really good wrestler and Brock Lesnar. Also a really good wrestler, but like Brock Lesnar he's not just like, he's Brock Lesnar. It's like Brock Lesnar versus a really good, like, skilled wrestler. And that match is going to be awesome, and Cody Rhodes is going to finish the story. And it's going to be a longer story of hardship and an eventual redemption and triumph, rather than a story of just pure triumph. Because up until now, Cody Rhodes just beat everybody. He was undefeated. He beat everyone, and then he ended Solo Sikoa's winning streak, won the Royal Rumble, even won in a Hell in a Cell match with a torn pec against Seth Rollins. So it was like, of course he's going to be Roman, and what's going to prevent the fans from turning on him? He's just as much of a an overdog as Roman. Like he was not the underdog in this match. The underdog was Roman in this match. If you consider the fact that everyone believed Cody would win, right? The underdog is the guy that you don't think is going to win. Nobody thought Cody would lose in this match. Everybody thought Roman would win, thus making Roman the underdog in this match. Cody Rhodes needs to be the underdog to defeat Roman. He cannot just be, it can't be Superman versus Superman. It needs to be that we have a hero that overcomes a lot of hardship in order to reach his goal. That is where the compelling storyline is at, and I think we're starting to see that now with Cody fighting Brock before he eventually turns his sights back on Roman Reigns to win the title. As far as the match goes, it was insanely good. I mean, 5-star instant classic in my opinion. Maybe too much outside interference, but at the end of the day, it was, it was meant to be that kind of match. Like, in the next match, maybe Cody could, win a match on Raw that stipulates that the Usos and Solo are banned from the building and they're not allowed to even enter the arena, something like that. And then Cody and Roman just have a one-on-one match, no interference, 25, 30-minute banger, Cody could win, whatever. But for WrestleMania's sake, Solo Sikoa interfering and ultimately costing Cody the title after Cody ended Solo Sikoa's undefeated streak, like that made sense from a storyline perspective. Also, of course, the Usos are going to intervene, and then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to intervene as well. Like, there was a lot of shenanigans, I'll admit. But was it the amazing, absolute banger of an instant classic of a WrestleMania main event that we wanted it to be? Yes, it was. But Roman won. And I trust that it'll be for the best. Anyway, those are my thoughts on WrestleMania 39. Again, sorry the video took so long to come out. And, I hope you enjoy. Please, sound off in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about everything. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. How would you think of that ending? What do you think now in hindsight? And let me know what you think about anything on the show. I love to know your opinions. Part of why I made this channel is so that I can share my opinions and I can hear yours. So keep watching my content if you're interested in it. Keep engaging, commenting if you want to see more. Subscribe, like the video, whatever you want to do. And I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you for sticking around, and I will see you guys later.